What's up, everybody? Good morning. Hope you guys are doing well today. And last night we had a little bit of interesting Seahawks news. I thought about making a video late last night, but I was already kind of hunkered down on Twitch playing Persona. By the way, come follow me on Twitch. I'll be playing more Persona later today. But I just decided I didn't feel like making a video. And usually these kinds of things don't happen at night like that late, so I wasn't too worried about something actually going down. But I do want to talk about what did happen last night. The Seahawks had an interview for their offensive coordinator position with Chip Kelly. Benjamin Solak broke it on X. Now, he did accidentally say Oregon head coach Chip Kelly. Chip Kelly is not the head coach of Oregon anymore. He's the UCLA head coach, but either way, it's the same Chip Kelly, and he seems like he's a real candidate for that job in Seattle, which is pretty fascinating. So let's think about this for a second. Let's break this down because I've already discussed my feelings on Chip Kelly pretty extensively in a previous video. So if you want to know exactly what I think about the idea of Chip Kelly as a Seahawks offensive coordinator, go look at that video that I posted, I want to say a week and a half ago or so. But beyond just whether or not it would be a good hire, if you think about the way this is breaking down, this suddenly seems very possible. The Seahawks have, for most of this offensive coordinator cycle, been going back and forth between two different guys, Ryan Grubb and Tanner Engstrand from Detroit. So, to my knowledge, they haven't really been looking all that seriously at anybody else. They haven't had other people in for interviews. There are obviously some guys out there that I would like them to look at, like my favorite Frank Reich, a guy like maybe Frank Smith if you could get him. Bieniemy is now available. He's another guy that I would be intrigued by at the very least. But Seattle has not really been going after those guys. It seems like it seemed like anyway, before this broke, that they were making a decision between Grubb and Engstrand, and it was a really tough decision, so they were just letting it sit. By the way, assuming that the Saints do hire Kubiak from the Niners, which they have said, well, they haven't said, but it's been indicated that is going to be what happens after the Super Bowl. We're the only team without an offensive coordinator in the NFL, so we should be able to pick whoever we want at this point. So it's not like we have to be concerned about, oh, if we don't move on this OC soon, he's going to get hired by this other team. That's unlikely. They could go to college, right? But usually an NFL job's more appealing than a college job, so you should be able to get whoever you want at any point at this point because you're not competing against other NFL teams for the OC jobs. So I thought they were taking their time making a tough decision there, but now they're doing this. It's almost enough to make you wonder if they weren't too thrilled with what they saw from Grubb or Engstrand and are now trying to find a third option here. And we can see again that they are being very bold and very creative with this decision. And I know I say that, and Chip Kelly's the guy who actually has a lot of experience coaching, not necessarily at the NFL level, but he's been a head coach in the NFL before. He's been a head coach at college for a very long time, relatively speaking. Like he's kind of an established commodity here. But the idea of Chip Kelly running your offense in the NFL to me is still very bold and outside the box. So I have to admit, it's surprising me that we're not going for the safe picks. Guys like Reich would be very safe. Guys like Bieniemy would be maybe not personality wise because Bieniemy seems to rub people the wrong way, but Bieniemy has tons of coordinator experience and now a little play calling experience. He's a safe choice for OC. So we're not looking at those guys. We're looking at guys like Chip. And honestly, when you consider the fact that this team has been dragging their feet so much on Grubb and Engstrand, and now they're having Chip Kelly in, it almost you could almost believe that Chip Kelly's going to be the guy. They just want to kick the tires on him to make sure they like the cut of his jib first. But you could almost believe that it's just going to be Chip Kelly. So I have mixed thoughts on it, of course. I've discussed them at length previously, but I cannot deny it'd be fun. Having Chip Kelly run the Seahawks offense would be fun. And fun is ultimately there are two goals for us as football fans, right? We're fans of the Seahawks. We want to see the team win games, but we also want to have fun, right? If watching sports isn't fun, then what's the why are you doing it? And ultimately winning is the most fun thing, but fun is also fun. And Chip Kelly would be fun. So I'm not dismissing it. I'm not tossing it to the side. I don't think I would mind. I think I would even be somewhat excited about the Chip Kelly hire, but at the same time, there are problems. Having Chip Kelly run your offense is a great way to make sure your defense is always tired because every drive is either a quick punt or a quick score. Chip Kelly is not a big fan of the 10-minute long 13, 14 play drives. That's not really his bag. So you've got that going on, and that works passably well in the college ranks, I think, better than it does in the NFL. This Seahawks team already has a time of possession problem, and you add Chip Kelly into the mix, it might actually find a way to get worse. I don't know. So you have that going on. That's going to drag things down. That's why I highlighted those Eagles teams that he coached. He put together elite offenses in terms of scoring 2 of those 3 years, but those teams didn't win a lot of games, partially because all that scoring came at a price. There was a cost to all the scoring that team did. So I'm aware of that. I'm aware of the fact that this could definitely blow up. This is definitely a risky hire. I think in a way, even though he has a ton of experience, it's riskier than a guy like Engstrand who hasn't called plays in the NFL before or been an offensive coordinator in the NFL before. And it's riskier than Grubb, who has a system that you just don't know if it's going to work in the NFL or not. It worked really well in college, but I do look at Ryan Grubb's system and I say, I think this can translate to the NFL. You're just going to have to modify it a pretty significant amount, which is doable. But the Chip Kelly stuff, if you bring in Chip himself to run it, he's probably going to be doing all Chip Kelly all the time, and that means you're getting murdered in time of possession. So I I don't know. I don't know how to feel about this. And also, by the way, Chip Kelly historically has been very, very, very run first. Like, way more run first than Pete Carroll has been. Pete Carroll has not even really been that run first lately. Now, I know we have good running backs and we want to use them, but at the same time, this is a team that is kind of built to throw the ball. We've got some pass blocking offensive linemen. We've got one of the best receiver cores in the league, and I'm sure Chip would find a way. But it's not really a team that is meant to just run the way Chip Kelly teams have traditionally done. So, I don't know. I'm kind of all over the place about this one. I'm not against it. I don't dislike it. But I got to admit, for this hire, I kind of want the warm embrace of something a little safer. But straight up, it kind of feels like it could happen. It kind of feels like this is a realistic possibility and that we just weren't happy with Grubb or Engstrand. All right, see you guys later. Go Hawks. Let me know what you think down below. But this would be an interesting plot twist.